So I think I figured out why this tree is being removed down to a stump and being lopped. All these little holes down the bottom of the tree make me think that someone's drilled into it and poisoned it. You idiot. Hi guys, this is the job we've got today. It's an interesting one, I'll be honest. It is this here. We can see it's quite damaged at the base. Quite a lot of decay and dead wood at the top here. A little bit of a garden we've got to avoid. And we can see the base here has died off massively all of the way around. Oh, it might be a little bit living on this side, but it's all dead all the way around. And it looks to me like the tree should not be living, which I dare say it's probably not going to live for much longer. The interesting thing about this job is we've got a permit to remove it, but there is lopping cuts to be made. This has been all approved and okayed by the council. Don't want to get in trouble, so I won't say what council we're in. But I find it absurd that this tree is not being removed. And I don't know the backstory. I'll find out, maybe give some more details later. But the cuts, we're just taking it down by pretty much half, taking all the foliage off and lopping it and leaving a stump up there. And I couldn't imagine why. We're not told to put habitat in it. The tree's obviously going to die. We'll get up there, I'll get some lines up and get up there and make a start. All right, so I've thrown my bag over a point up there. It's not super high because the top there has been lopped and I'm not too sure how strong they are, so I'm going for a lower branch. And I didn't really need the big shot, but there's so many branches, it's just more accurate that way. So what I've got here is a throw bag's come over, a place I'd like to go up, and I'm just going to pull it all through, and there's a bag on the other end. I've got to try and isolate it so it comes straight back down here, which will be quite difficult, but we'll see how we go. There we go. Isolated. Now I've got a direct line up to that one branch. I can pull my rope up and get started. This is the beauty of having these. Just clip it onto that and straight onto the spliced eye. Just as a rule of thumb too, people, you should never tie your string through this. You should never put your string directly onto this and yank it. You should always tie it down here and half hitch it up. If you tie it directly around that, that's that one little point that's holding you. And this splice here is already, what, 1.5 ton less holding capacity than this. So it's already pretty weak. And if you put that little tiny string on here, tie it in there, every time you yank on it, it'll break a couple of fibers in there. It'll burn it a little bit. So never tie onto your eye. This is a good option though. Don't have to untie anything, all sorted. All right, there we go. Now we're off to the races. So that can go up. Now I get it. I think I know what's happening here. All right, so not the best type one in the world, but it'll do. Nice big split in this branch. Is it ideal to climb up on this split branch? Use it as a high point? No, not really, but it feels right. It might say different in the coroner's report, but right now it feels pretty good. All right, so this tree is well shagged. All right, so is this high point good? Nice big crack down it. So I think I figured out why this tree is being removed down to a stump and being lopped. And it actually specifically says lopping cuts. All these little holes down the bottom of the tree make me think that someone's drilled into it and poisoned it. You idiot. But yeah, that's obviously why we're here doing this horrid job of cutting most of the tree down about half and then just leaving it as a dead stump, which it will die. It is dead. Yeah, I think he's poisoned it recently and it's died this year. So he's going to be left with a dirty rotten stump in his yard because he poisoned it. And the council comes around and it's not their first rodeo. They know what they're looking for. They can see holes in the tree just like I did. So this stump's going to stay here for a long time until it rots out. So probably shouldn't have done that, hey? So now I'm up here, I'm just going to look at this job. I can see the chipper is going to come in down here. Chipper's going to come in down there. And I'm thinking a lot of this stuff I'm going to drop straight down there, all this little stuff, but some of this stuff up here I could probably just speed line it down to the chipper, which should be a pretty easy job for most of this stuff. Rather than drop it down here on the bloke's garden, I can zip line it straight out there. So it's so light. I guess we'll have to, because I'm not going to be able to get this done today. We should have started this in the morning. All right, so this rope here, I need you to take this bag out the gate and up to the chipper. Let's just do one little one. Yeah. All right, so on 3, pull it real tight on 3. Well, bailed off that job and I gotta get home and get the kids. So yeah, I know we didn't quite get it finished. We'll come back in the morning and finish it. It'll be much quicker now that the guys have finished doing their work and we're speed lining a bit of it off the top. And now I just want to address the thin little Dyneema slings I was using. I know it's not advisable for rigging anything, but they're very small. I've used them from time to time. They were Lifelines slings, but they've been used in a bind every now and then, just like today. So that's just all that I had on me today. Tomorrow morning I'll come back with some better slings and whatnot. And the stuff I was rigging off, it was dead, it was light, it was not a problem. So I agree with following all rules and industry standards and everything, but I also believe in using your brain, using common sense. And there was no chance in hell those slings would have broken under those loads. You could have shock loaded them for days and they wouldn't have broken. I think the thinnest one I had, as thin as it looked, I believe it's like 20, I want to say 28, but I think it's 23 kilonewtons. So that's 2.3 ton. So those branches, under shock load conditions, could not have reached that. So it's not an issue. And we'll come back tomorrow. So yeah, that was quite a little fun end of the day. Fortunately, responsibilities and kids and whatnot, I'm sure some of you understand. Got to get home and do the father business. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll probably, well, it's probably not the end of the video, I'll probably just skip to the end of the next day. So see you tomorrow. Alright, here we are, day 2 at this tree. I've revised a few things. A little bit dodgy yesterday. Didn't quite have all the right gear with me, and we were using the winch, which was a very bad idea. I'll admit that. So now, got the boys down here. We haven't got the best anchor system, but it's 2 welded points here, centralized to 1 point. So it's sharing the load on both of them. It's nothing heavy, so I'm not too stressed about it at all. Not meant to use pulleys like this, but we don't have any more single pulleys. So these pulleys are only meant to be used with 2 in them. We've only got 1 in it, but it'll do the job today. And we've got another pulley here, so a little 3-to-1 pulley system, tightening it up with a Klemheist Prusik. And this is what we'll use. We'll get the boys to hold it tight, and seeing as it's really light, they can just hold it and zip line stuff down, and then they'll just drop it down here in front of the chipper. So also up there, I'm going to get rid of those Dyneema slings and use proper slings. I was driving home last night just thinking about how dodgy I am, and need to constantly avoid complacency and try and be good. So that's what we're doing today. We'll do a little bit of a better job, and we'll send a lot of the top out of this. We'll take it down to about halfway and do the lopping cuts that are required from the tree report. Always got to keep the feet apart when doing this with spurs. I don't want to stab my feet. So this one I'll zip line from back there. It's a bit bouncy today. Now I've got to adjust the setting on this rope runner. It's a bit jerky at the moment. Yeah? Move the truck back? Yeah, you're gonna have to. I thought they were told to move him by 7. Just keep an eye on him when he's reversing. Jeez. I was told all the cars were moved by 7. Anyway. Hold up. All right, get around there, bastard. Hold up, hold up. Pull it tighter. Pull it tighter. Oh, that didn't work out too well. We could. Ah, it's not going anywhere. Might have to send it through. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Alrighty. That out of the way. So drop it, drop it, drop it! Oh, that was schmozzle. That was a schmozzle. Okay, so what we have here is a speed line down to a 3-to-1 pulley, 2 Samoans on it. Not locked off because they're not that heavy. I'm not going to do anything too big today because the high points are not great. So we're just going small. Got a sling onto a carabiner, onto a Pinto, and I've just got a kind of a slow go rope, which is mainly retrieval, but I'm realizing I just needed to go a bit slower down to the buoys because it's pretty steep. So I've got that slow go rope or retrieval rope through a pulley up there and down to, I've just got a Munters hitch with no one on the end of it. So that Munters hitch should slow it down a bit. If it's not, then I'll probably just wrap the rope around a tree once. But I think it should be all right. Now I'm just going to take off little chunks at a time. You guys all right? Oh, that went a bit better than the first one, didn't it? Alright, so I'll head back up while they're doing that. Yeah, just drop it there. Alright. These little nubs, you snap something off, cut it off. That thing will cause months of pain. Or you'll lose a nut. Alright, so we're up here slinging some bits off. I'll show you the setup. Is it the best? Of course not. One, I don't have all the gear. Two, I'm not the best in the world. Not even close. But it's working. I'm managing to make it work, and it's pretty safe, I believe. A few little bits here, you know, where the way it's hooked up to the chipper is not ideal, but it works. It's certainly not going to break. And I've got it centralized between 2 points, and they're both pretty well engineered, pretty well welded. Up here I've got a bit of a schmozzle of carabiners and pulleys. Ideally it'd be nicer with much better gear, but it's all kind of working. I've just got a Muntus hitch as a bit of a slow go to slow it down, and I am using an alloy carabiner in rigging, but again, it's not much weight being put on it. I'm using it specifically because the Pinto sits on it better than any of my other pulleys here. So I'll just show you the setup now. So this is my slow go, just a Muntus hitch. I've put that carabiner on there because it runs a bit better than the other one. This is my main anchor to just a retrieval and a slow go pulley, and this is my other anchor. I probably could take that carabiner out, to be honest, to simplify it, which I might just do in a second. And then I've got my Pinto pulley, which has been rigged off, and this is tied onto the bottom of the Pinto just to pull it down and send it back up. So I might, just while I'm looking at that, just loosen it off a touch, make a system a little bit more simple. I can do this, which I should have realised earlier. I've already done a few rigs on it. All right, there we go. So it's just a little bit simpler again. All good? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So now we'll go up and we'll drop all these ones down that way and swing them under. I reckon I'm going to drop most of this out the garden now. It's just taking a bit long doing this. Yeah. So I'm just going to drop it out here to start dragging it, I reckon. You'll probably start the chipper. I'll drop all this down. Oh, you're kidding me. No. While I'm here, I will point out, I did rag on this saw one time, but this rip saw is by far the best 2511 I've used. There is nothing that compares to this. It is unbelievable. I've tried all these other saws that have been ported by other people. I've tried doing it myself. I've tried hotting them up a little bit. Even the ones I hear on YouTube, they just don't sound like this does. So, rip saw. After I had to up the idle a bit, I did rag, and I'm saying it wouldn't idle. After I upped the idle, not a problem. Starts every time. What a legend of a saw. All right, so I needed to pull it out this way.